Hello everyone and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. Today's video is going to be an organization marathon. So this video is all of my organization videos from 2024 cut down to be all in this one 2.5 hour video. So a lot of organization ideas packed into today's video. If you are doing any decluttering and organizing here at the end of the year or in the coming new year, hopefully this video gives you some motivation and inspiration. It's a long video so you can turn it on while you're working and we can get some organizing, decluttering, restocking, and cleaning done together. I'm also doing a giveaway in this video. I'm giving away a Dyson V15 vacuum as my Christmas present to one of you. To enter that giveaway, first subscribe and then be sure you like and comment on my 3 previous videos and then also today's video. This is the last video to enter and the winner will be chosen next week. Hello everyone and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. In today's video, I'm going to be working on some organization around our home. So starting off here in the boys' bedroom, I'll be working at organizing and cleaning their bedroom, just going through everything and also adding some new organizational products. And once their room is complete, I'll be working on their homeschool craft area and then I'll be working on Levi's room. So a lot happening in today's video and hopefully just a lot of organization, inspiration, and motivation. I'm going to apologize ahead of time for my voice in this video. I have been under the weather this entire week. Thankfully on the mend now, but my voice is still not so great. But thankfully I did talk to the camera quite a bit in this video, so I should only have to do a minimal voiceover. So let's get right into it. I'm starting off here on this wall, just going through all of their toys. These 2 organizational systems were from IKEA and they have worked out great for toys. Now I do wish that these plastic bins would stay on the little edges a bit better. Sometimes when the bins get full of toys they can slip off of the edges, but overall it has really worked out great. And I did add labels to the front of these bins, which helps when the boys are cleaning up the toys. They know which bins the toys go into. It also really helps if I go through the toys every couple of months, at least every 6 months. But usually whenever I come in here to reorganize their room and reset it, if I see any toys that I know they're not playing with or that we could get rid of, I just go ahead and take those out of their room, and that just really helps to stay on top of it. I would love to hear how you organize the toys in your home. Feel free to share that down below in the comments. I'm sure it would be really helpful for everyone watching as well. Right as you walk inside the door, I have these 2 hooks for their hoodies and their hats, and the older the boys get, the more hats they are collecting. They have different hats for different occasions, so I've been wanting to add something above these hooks that could hold a lot of hats. And I've had these white shelves on hand for years. I first put these in Owen's nursery almost 7 years ago, and these shelves were the perfect size to go on this wall. I've seen people put these shelves upside down and then they will hang things from the little rod, so I thought I would try that for their hats. I'm going to put a bunch of curtain clips on that rod and then they should be able to hang up to 10 to 12 hats here. So the first step was to remove the hooks and switch those around. That way we could hang the shelf upside down. And then Jalen painted these shelves for me. I decided to just paint them black, that way they would match the other shelves in the boys' bedroom. And he did end up having to do 2 coats on these shelves, so while the first coat is drying, I'm going to start on their closet and then we'll come back to this area. both of our older boys have birthdays this summer and they were growing out of all of their clothes and shoes, and so it was a good time to go ahead and swap out quite a few items for the next size up. So I had some things stacked here that I had ordered, some new cowboy boots and hiking boots, pants, shirts. The Wrangler youth pants on Amazon are a really good price, and so I was just stocking him up on some new home pants and some nicer Wrangler pants as well. And we do have 3 boys, so most of the items can get passed down. Some of the home clothes don't make it though, but most of the shoes and the rest of the clothes I could just pack away and pass down. Okay, so the shelves are dry and Jalen is taking 2 pliers to bend open these curtain clips, putting these around the shelf and then bending them back. And he did wrap some black tape around the pliers just so that they wouldn't scrape the finish off of these curtain clips. He added 8 of these clips for now, but we can always add more clips in the future. Jalen hung this shelf on the wall, and then I clipped on all of the hats. I clipped on 5 hats, but you could probably squeeze up to 10 hats on this shelf. And what's great about this is it's not just a place to store their hats. We can also put some decor on that top shelf, or they could stack gloves up there. You can just never have too many shelves in a kid's room. It seems like there's always something to put on a shelf. Overall, really happy with how this turned out, and we were able to utilize this empty space. This was just a very small section of wall, but yet we were able to do so much here. We've got hooks for their jackets, a place for their hats, a place for decor. So hopefully that can give you some ideas for adding organization and storage to a small wall. Now let's continue on with the cleaning and organizing. I'm now going to work at their Lego table, just getting everything clean over here, cleaning underneath of the Lego table. And then we also have a second drawer unit to assemble, some little items from Amazon I'll be adding over here, and just trying to make this space a little bit more functional for them. So these 2 wooden organizers are from Amazon, and I got these for each of the boys to have on either side of the Lego table. They're always collecting so many different little treasures, and they have their pencils and their little drawing books. So I thought these would be perfect to have on their Lego table. They spend a lot of time at their Lego table. This is where they are the majority of the time if they are playing in their room, and so having these little organizers on either side I think is going to be really great. So we have had an Alex drawer unit at the boys' Lego area for years, and it has worked out so great for Lego storage, but at this point it was basically overflowing with Legos, so I thought I would order a second drawer unit. That way they could have 2 under this table and have plenty of storage for Legos. But once he started to put this together, we realized that I accidentally ordered the wrong drawer unit. So they have 2 different Alex drawer units. One has a large bottom drawer, and then the other one that we already have has 5 smaller drawers. But it was too late. We decided to just put it together, put it beside the other drawer unit, and see what it looks like. Okay, so the boys' Lego area is looking much better. Now we need to work on it actually staying this clean. I can't believe that I didn't get the same drawer unit. I thought for sure it was the same one, but it's fine. Once the boys get home, they can try this out and see if this is even going to work or if it's going to be too crowded. These chairs are from Article and we've had them for years. They just work out great for a kid's activity area, schoolroom, playroom, because they're really easy to clean. They're very sturdy and they also come in a lot of fun colors. We've also had this drawer unit for years and it has been perfect for Lego storage. We don't do any type of organizing with the Legos. They just throw everything in here. Their Lego table is their favorite place in their room, and so I think they're really going to like having these little organizers up here that they can put all of their little treasures in. They each have their special side of the Lego table, and then a couple months ago we added these black floating shelves all the way to the ceiling, and this has been great. The boys have a place now to store all of their Lego creations that they build. Kids just need shelving in their room. They collect a lot of different things and the boys build so many different Lego creations, so it's really nice to have somewhere to put everything. Okay, so now I'm going to work on their dresser area. I cleaned everything out from underneath of the dresser. I cleaned the top of their dresser and got that reorganized, and now I'm going through all of their dresser drawers and the cabinet. And the organizational system I had going in this dresser does work out pretty well with having everything labeled. I made those labels using my Cricut Joy, and then I added these drawer dividers from Amazon, and usually the boys are able to keep these drawers fairly organized, but today was an exception. It had gotten a little bit crazy in this dresser and the clothes were just stuffed in the drawers, so it was time for me to come in here, get everything reset and reorganized. That way they can continue to keep it organized. And like I said earlier, I did also have to go through all of their clothing because they do have birthdays coming up this summer. They are growing up so fast and they are growing out of all of their clothes, and so I just had to go through everything and check all of the sizes and swap out quite a few items for larger sizes. Okay, so I cleaned under the boys' dresser and I cleaned and reorganized the top of their dresser as well. This dresser is the same wood as their Lego table. Really love it. It's good quality. It's worked out great for us over the years, and I like the added touch of the leather handles. My boys love to collect rocks, so this large basket has been so nice to have on their dresser over the years because every rock that they want to collect, they can just add to the basket, and they also keep some of their other items in there as well. They love to listen to stories while they're building Legos, so they've got their story collection over here in this green basket. And then down here on the right hand side is a cabinet, which is the perfect place to store all of their pants. And a couple months ago I did add labels to this cabinet just so that they can see where to put everything when they're putting away the laundry. In these two middle drawers I have their swimming clothes, pajamas, all of that, and then these two large drawers are all of their t-shirts and their socks. And this top drawer is Kyle's drawer, and it is labeled as well, which may seem a bit extreme, but like I said, it does help. Love these drawer dividers from Amazon. We have them in every dresser in the house. I will put the link for them down below. This bottom drawer is all of Owen's shirts and socks. I just had to swap out a lot of his shirts for a larger size. These kids are growing like weeds and they go through clothing so quickly. This room also doubles as a playroom for all 3 boys, and Levi spends a lot of time at this little toy area, and I've been wanting to add a little stool for him over here. That way he has his own little chair as well. The boys have their chairs at their Lego table, and I wanted Levi to have a little chair over here too, and he has been loving this stool. He sits on it all the time while he's playing over here, and this stool came as a set of 2 on Amazon, so I will have that link down below. So now I'm going to finish up the room, put the sheets on their bed, vacuum the floor, and then I will show you the final before and afters of their organized bedroom. Okay, so the boys' bedroom and playroom is looking much better. It feels very good to finally have this done. This has been on my to-do list for a while. So now that this room is complete, we are going to head out to the dining room and start working on the homeschool craft coloring area. So our dining room is a multi-use space. We eat in here. The boys do homeschool in here. They are constantly drawing and coloring on this table. They play lots of games. We also do a lot of game nights here. So this sideboard has been very handy to have. This was a DIY project, and it is 2 IKEA cabinets that we just attached to the wall, and then we stained them, added the handles, and in the one cabinet is all of the boys' homeschool items, coloring items, and then the next cabinet is all of our games. I also have this metal shelf cart that I keep here beside the cabinet, and that has been really great to have for extra storage. I've been wanting to add a better organizer for all of their pencils and markers, scissors, glue, just one organizer that could hold all of those items. And so I found this one on Amazon. It's the perfect size. It's like a turntable, and then you can also pull out each of these sections. So if they just want to pull out the crayons or they just want to take out the colored pencils, it is just the perfect little organizer for your homeschool area or your kids' coloring craft area. Previously, they were using pencil boxes from the Dollar Tree, and that works out great as well. I had just bought a couple of pencil boxes from the Dollar Tree, added some labels to the top. One was for colored pencils, and then one was for the crayons. And eventually they had so many colored pencils, they had to have 2 separate boxes for colored pencils. But that does work out great as well if you're trying to organize items like that. Definitely check out the Dollar Tree. They usually do have quite a few options for organizing coloring and craft items, and you should be able to find some organizational products on a budget. As I was organizing this area, I was trying to declutter as well, and I decluttered quite a few items out of this area. You can see this trash bag was almost half full, just coloring books that were full, and I was just able to declutter quite a lot out of this cabinet. Okay, so this whole area is looking much better, and I'll give you a quick overview of what we have in these cabinets, starting with this little shelf unit over here. So this is on wheels, and I got this at Target, I'm gonna say almost 2 years ago now, and it's just been great to have here in our school area. So I have their 2 large sketchbooks on the second shelf, and then on this top shelf I added this turntable organizer from Amazon, and this is just perfect for all the colored pencils. I'm not sure why I didn't get one of these sooner. It's so easy and convenient, and they can either just pull this whole thing over to the table or just pick this up and set it on the table. So we've got glue, scissors in the middle, all of the crayons, all of the colored pencils, regular pencils and pens, erasers are down in here. And I just recently got these for the boys. They're called clickables, and they are washable markers. I'll have this organizer linked down below because I just love it, and I think it's a must-have for your homeschool area or your kids' drawing and craft area. And on the bottom shelf I just have their clipboards and then their smaller notebooks. Now we'll get into what is in these cabinets, and this was a DIY project. These are actually cabinets from IKEA, and this is what they looked like. We just stained the top and then did a black stain on the rest. This first cabinet is the homeschool cabinet. So the top shelf is all of their school books. We've got Kyle's school books, Owen's school books. The second shelf is coloring. So here's the coloring books. And then these are more of the activity books. Some of these are like school activity books and different things like that. And then I've got some of the kids' games on the bottom shelf, and larger coloring books are back here in this container. This next cabinet is the game cabinet, but we've been collecting a lot of games over the years, and so this cabinet filled up really quickly, and we've got the rest of the games in the hall closet. These little containers are from Hobby Lobby, and they're great for the smaller card games. That is a quick overview of everything that we have in this sideboard. I do need to water this plant, as you probably noticed, but after I water that plant we will head back to Levi's room. I want to do some cleaning and organizing back there, and also just need to go through his clothes as well. Levi seems to have gone through a growth spurt recently, and all of a sudden it was just like he doesn't really have that many clothes that fit him, so I had to do a little bit of shopping, which is always fun to go and shop for those little tiny clothes. And I got him some new little t-shirts, and my favorite place to look for t-shirts for my boys is Ross or Marshall's. Ross is always the first place I'll look because they have t-shirts for a very affordable price. I think most of these t-shirts for Levi were right around $3, and I found some cute PJs at Marshall's, so I was just going through his clothing, getting those reorganized, and also had to get rid of a few items that he was outgrowing. I found him a really cute PJ set on Amazon. I'll have to link it down below. It's got little chickens on it, and it's just the perfect summertime PJs. They're really soft, and he really loves them. We have a little chicken farm, and so he was very excited about his chicken PJs. So I had this top right drawer full of these gray organizers, and I think I had gotten these at Target or Walmart, one of the two, but this was great when he was a little baby. I had this full of all of those items that you need when they're just little, and it was easy to grab those items when he was here at the changing table. But as he's growing up, I don't need as many little items like that, but I'm going to keep these organizers in here for now because I still do keep lotion and different things like that in this drawer. Now that his dresser is clean and organized, I'm going to move on to his little toy area, get this organized, see if there's anything that I can declutter out of this area, and then we will move on to his closet. hope that you've enjoyed this home organization ideas video and just coming along with me over these couple of days. Hopefully this video just gave you some organization, inspiration, and motivation today. Hello everyone and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. In today's video, I'm going to be working on some decorating and organization around our home. So I hope that you enjoy this video. There is going to be a lot packed into today's video. We're going to be doing a DIY project in the kitchen, restocking, organizing, just a lot happening in this video. So I hope that you enjoy it and hopefully it can just give you a lot of inspiration and motivation today. We're starting off the video at Hobby Lobby. I was looking for items for my kitchen, coffee bar, organization items. I wanted to start off in their spring shop section because everything in this section is currently 50% off and it will be going down to 66% off soon. So be on the lookout for that. They still have a lot of great items left in this area. So now I'm heading into the craft section because I had to get some items for that DIY project, and I was also looking at all of the different glass jars that they have in the craft section. I do always get questions about my little glass salt jar with a spoon that I have in my kitchen, and they do actually have them here at Hobby Lobby, and also just an entire aisle of all different types of glass organization that would be perfect for kitchen organization or pantry organization. Okay, so I'm going to be just focusing on the kitchen in this video, and we're going to be starting off here in the coffee corner. So this corner has been feeling a little bit empty lately. We really love this project that we did in this area, turning this closet into a coffee bar. We use this area multiple times a day. We just love it, but these other two walls have just felt really empty and we weren't quite sure what to do in this area, but then we got the idea to do vertical shiplap on these two walls and paint that shiplap the same color as the walls. I want to add the mirror and also do a fun DIY project on that other smaller wall. So stay tuned for all of that. We love how it turned out. You don't want to miss it. Here in a couple minutes you'll get to see that project, but first I'm going to work on this coffee bar. I need to get everything cleaned, added that new greenery from Hobby Lobby, and then I'm going to be adding the new glasses from Hobby Lobby on this second shelf, and I will be washing these later. I was just putting them straight from the box to the shelf, but after I filmed this video I did put them all into the dishwasher. Okay, so now moving on to the coffee prep area. This really needed to be cleaned. We had some expired coffee syrup back there that I needed to dump out, and I'll be making my own homemade coffee syrup later, so stay tuned for that. I get our espresso beans from a local roaster there in Tucson, so I had those stacked on the countertop that I needed to put away in the cabinet. So we were trying to decide if we for sure wanted to do the shiplap. Our biggest worry was that it was just going to look too busy because there is so much going on in this coffee bar, but yet right now it just felt so empty. So we had to do something, and this just seemed like the best option for a subtle accent. Okay, so now that this countertop is clean, I'm going to work on the drawers and the cabinets, starting off with this little drawer, which is our tea bag drawer. And over the time that we were sick, we were drinking so much hot tea, and so we didn't have any tea bags left in this drawer. I needed to completely restock it. So I'd purchased a variety of different tea bags at Walmart. I added those organizers from Hobby Lobby and got all of these tea bags organized into the drawer. After this, I'm going to get one of those tan organizers that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to put all of my disposable iced coffee cups, lids, straws, and a marker into this container. That way, if we're having a party, company's over, I can just grab this basket out of the cabinet, set it up here on the countertop, and I'll have easy access to those items. And this container is just also the perfect size for organizing all of these items and having them stored down here in the cabinet. I'm using my stainless steel cleaner to clean the ice machine and also the espresso machine. I love this stainless steel cleaner. It does such a good job and leaves your appliances nice and shiny. I thought I would add this wooden tamping station beside my espresso machine, but it just took up a lot of space, and also the wood color just kind of clashed with the wood color of the countertop, so I decided not to keep it. And then I also was going to add a little holder for the ice scoop, and I had ordered this one off of Amazon, but it was $15, which was a little bit pricey. But when I was in Hobby Lobby, I saw this little black metal magnetic holder for only $3, and I thought that would be perfect to put on the side of the ice machine to hold the ice scoop. We were just tired of having to dig through the ice to find the ice scoop, so I wanted to have it on the outside of the machine, and this just worked out perfectly, and it was only $3 at Hobby Lobby. The mini fridge is restocked, and I also wanted to restock the fridge with some homemade syrup, so I'll be reusing these glass syrup bottles, and two of the bottles I wanted to use for caramel and chocolate sauce, so I wanted to take off the labels and add my own labels to the front of these bottles. But of course, after I pulled off the sticker, there was all of that sticker residue left on the outside of the bottles, so I saw that you can make a paste with baking soda and water, rub it all over the sticker residue, and it will come right off, and it worked. I couldn't believe it. I put the paste onto the bottle, I let it sit for maybe a couple of seconds, and then the sticker just came right off. There is nothing that you can't use baking soda for, it seems like. Just always a great product to have on hand, and I always keep it in my cleaning closet. Now I'm going to make a homemade vanilla coffee syrup, and once I started to look up these recipes, I realized just how easy it is to make your own coffee syrup. This was just water, sugar, and vanilla extract. So while that syrup cools off, I'm going to pour the chocolate sauce and the caramel sauce into the other glass bottles, and then make some labels for those bottles using my Cricut Joy. I use this little Cricut Joy all the time. I'll have it linked down below. It's such a great little machine to have on hand and really fun to make labels for items when you're organizing. Now let's move on to working on this corner over here and building the accent wall. So these are primed MDF shiplap boards from Lowe's. They're $9 a piece, and the MDF is just a little bit easier to work with. He's attaching these using his brad nailer, and he also had to use some drywall screws as well. So while he's doing that, I'm going to add my little seeds container to the laundry room. This is a really cute little metal container. They still have quite a few of them left at Hobby Lobby for 50% off. I do need to start getting some of these seeds planted. I'm a little bit late. It's almost June already, and I really want to plant a few vegetables, maybe some strawberries or watermelon. So I really need to do that here in the next week or two. Let me know down below in the comments, did you plant a garden this year? What are you growing in your garden? I always have high hopes of planting this huge garden, and then it never happens. Maybe someday, but it's always fun to at least plant a few things.
They sing hallelujah.
Okay, so now it's the next morning and I'm going to paint this shiplap. I did have to wait until the next morning because he filled in all of the nail holes, did all of the caulking around the edges, and that just had to sit and dry overnight. So I'm now painting it the next day, and I'm painting it the same color as the rest of the walls in our house, which is Agreeable Gray by Sherwin-Williams. Now the reason we decided to just paint this the same color as the other walls is because we just kind of wanted it to blend in, and this was just the perfect subtle accent. It just really helped it to feel like its own little area. Once this paint dries, we're going to hang up the mirror and then get started on that project. And it's not super common maybe to have a full-length mirror in your coffee bar area or your kitchen, but I really wanted to try it in this space, and we'll see what we think of it over the next few weeks. So step one for this project was to cut our leather to size. We're going to need 2 wide leather straps for the top and then a skinny long leather strap for the bottom. We cut that dowel rod to size, and then I stained that with special walnut. So first step, take those 2 wide pieces of leather and screw them into the wall, and then add your dowel rod with your roll of craft paper. Then you'll add your thin strip of leather at the bottom, screw that in on either side, and now you have this cute little area to write out your menu. This would also be cute in a homeschool room, craft room, kids room, play room. Kids could color and draw on this, but we've got it here in the coffee corner, so maybe I'll write out some different coffee drink options, or I'll write my menu on here. But this is just a fun little DIY that you could add to a lot of spaces in your home. Okay, so the coffee corner is complete. You can let me know down below in the comments what you think. I'm still not 100% sure about this mirror yet. I'm not sure if maybe I need to get a mirror that has a black frame or a darker wood frame. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And so that is the finished coffee corner. We love this area. We were talking about it while working on this project. We've never regretted this decision once. We use this area multiple times a day. It looks so nice and so much better than those old closet doors that were here here previously. Before we move on to some more kitchen organization, I'm going to grab one of these new glasses from Hobby Lobby and make myself an iced coffee, and then I'm going to head across over here into the pantry, and I want to add that new glass jar to the pantry, fill it up with beans, print out some labels for both of those jars, and then maybe also add that green basket to the pantry. So I gave the pantry a little refresh, reorganized some things. I had just gone to the grocery store when I had gone to Hobby Lobby, so I was just putting those items away, and I put this basket up here on this shelf, and I actually really love it. It's the perfect size for this shelf. As you can see, a perfect fit. It's back up against the wall. I think I'm going to grab a second basket next time I'm in town. That way I can put it right here. I can connect it to this basket. This little basket is just too small for all of the items that I need to store up here. So this is all items for making homemade granola. I've got all of my nuts, walnuts, pecans, almonds, and then I have all of the shredded coconut. I was keeping the shredded coconut down in this bin that's below the container of coconut, but these bins are supposed to be for the chips and the snacks, and they were just getting too full, so it's nice to have it up here with the other granola items. And then down here on the next shelf, I added the second glass jar, and this one has all of the black beans, and this one is the kidney beans. Over here, I restocked my can organizers. I've really loved having these over the years. I ended up adding a second one last year. A lot of the organizers are from Amazon or Walmart, and now Hobby Lobby as well. Now that I got that checked off the list, I'm going to head over and work on my kitchen shelves. I want to dust the shelves and just rearrange things a little bit. I don't want to switch up everything because I do really love the decor that I have on those kitchen shelves, but I do want to swap out a couple things on the top shelf, add some more bowls, and just get those shelves clean. I also want to try and add that black metal basket to the countertop under the shelves. I have a black metal basket that I keep all of our fruit in, and it gets really full. I can't store a whole lot of fruit in that basket. It doesn't have to be Christmas time to add these lights to your home. I love to add them on shelves, especially the top shelf, because at night it just gives that cozy glow up on the ceiling. These beautiful prints with the verses are from a little shop called I Know He Lives Design. I do have a coupon code, so I'll put that and my link down below. Definitely go and check out her shop. But basically everything else on these kitchen shelves is from Hobby Lobby now. I just refreshed the shelves, got them clean, and that is where I'm going to end today's video. I hope that you all enjoyed it, and I hope that it just gave you some decorating and organization, motivation, and inspiration today. Hello everyone and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. Today's home organization video is going to be a little bit different than normal because I will only be organizing with products from the Dollar Tree. I have filmed quite a few of these videos in the past, but it has been years since I filmed a video like this, so I hope that you enjoy it today, and I will be filming it a little bit different than I have previously because I will be doing some decluttering and organizing throughout my home as I show you these Dollar Tree products. So last week I went into the Dollar Tree and I purchased basically one of every home organization product that they had. So my plan is to show you each of these organizational products and how I use them in my home, and also whether or not I would recommend purchasing these products. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll not only have a lot of decluttering and organizing motivation, but you'll also know what organizational products to purchase from the Dollar Tree and which products are not worth purchasing. So let's start off this video at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to quickly take you along on my shopping trip as we fill up our cart with all of these organizational products. And I was very shocked that on some of the end caps they actually have some organizational products for $3 and $5, which I wasn't a huge fan of because everything is supposed to be $1, but I guess those items are still a good price at $3 and $5. I didn't get very many of those items because I wanted all of these organizational products to only cost $1.25 a piece, but I did get 2 of the $3 bins just to show you guys what they look like. We can see what the quality is like and where we can use those in our home. Okay, so we're back home from the Dollar Tree and I'm going to start showing you each of these organizational items. And this video isn't just going to be me showing you the items, we are going to be doing some decluttering and organizing along the way. So we're going to start off with these large foldable bins. I was needing some more bins for the top of my closet, so I got 2 of these, and previously I had purchased a 6-pack of large gray foldable bins on Amazon, but those are $4 a piece. So I wanted to compare the quality of those $4 bins to these $1.25 bins, and you can definitely tell that the Dollar Tree bins are a little bit cheaper, they're a little bit more flimsy, but at the end of the day they still do the job, they hold up great. I would say that these are definitely worth purchasing. You can save quite a lot of money by just getting these bins from the Dollar Tree instead of purchasing other bins from Amazon or Walmart for $4 a piece. So when I added these to my closet, I did do a little bit of decluttering and organizing at the same time because my closet was looking quite messy. There was quite a few items on the floor, so I wanted to go through everything. I had a bag of donations on the floor in my closet, and I wanted to pack away my sweatshirts and sweaters into these foldable bins up in the top of my closet just to make a little bit more space on the rack in my closet for summertime clothes. I now have a total of 8 foldable bins up on the shelves in my closet, and I can store a lot in those bins. Really nice to have everything organized up there. I've got bins for winter clothes, swimming, beach, memory, smaller bags, just a variety of items stored up there. And I do have some chalkboard tags on most of those bins. So while I was working in my closet, I went ahead and added the hangers that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree sells a 7-pack of white hangers for only $1.25. Such a good price, so I had to get a pack of the large hangers and also a pack of the kids hangers to try. I compared these to the Walmart hangers that I have in my closet, and they're literally the exact same hangers. You can't even hardly tell the difference, so I would highly recommend these hangers from the Dollar Tree. I added them into my closet because I was needing some new hangers because I had just recently gotten some new dresses for summertime, and I always like to keep a bag or a basket on the floor in my closet. That way when I'm getting ready, picking out my outfit for the day, if I find something that I don't want anymore, something that doesn't fit, I can just put it right down in that basket, and that really helps to maintain your closet and stay on top of decluttering, and then you really don't have to do a giant declutter of your closet because you're just always kind of going through everything. I'm going to work at decluttering and reorganizing my medicine cabinet and also the junk drawer. Both spaces are looking a little bit crazy, so I've been needing to go through them and reorganize everything. I did grab a few little organizational containers from the Dollar Tree that we'll be using in those spaces, and the first one is this pencil holder. Now this is great for storing a lot of pencils, pens, and markers, but I'm going to try using this in my medicine cabinet. So we'll see how that goes, and I did get a couple of their small storage trays and drawer organizers. The Dollar Tree is always a great spot to go for little drawer organizers like this, and they always do have the 3-pack of these little white organizers, which I do have quite a few of these already. Now when I'm decluttering and organizing a cabinet or a drawer, I always start off by just taking everything out of the cabinet, and you can work shelf by shelf just to make it a little bit easier and to help it to not be so so overwhelming, but I'll just remove everything off of that shelf, wipe down the shelf, and then go through all of those items, sort out what I'm getting rid of, and then everything that I'm keeping will get organized back into the cabinet. Okay, so the next two items are the only items that weren't $1.25, and that is the stackable deep storage containers. These were $3 a piece, which I guess is still a decent price for a product like this. And what's really neat is that they do stack on top of each other. So they've got these little tabs that pull out at the bottom. My first idea was to use these in the pantry. My pantry shelves aren't tall enough for me to be able to stack these, but I could put them side by side in the pantry, store snacks in here. Bins like this are just great for any type of storage in your pantry. You can use these in pretty much any area of your home. You could put these under a bathroom sink. You could stack these and put them underneath of your kitchen sink and store cleaning products in here, rags, dishwasher pods. Okay, so I used to have these containers in here, and every time that I wanted to get something out, I had to pull out the whole container, go through everything, and so I just swapped them out for these containers, and it was a good time to go through everything. There was a lot of items that I was able to get rid of, and these containers are going to work out so much better because I can see everything that's in them. It's really easy to just reach in and get what I need. I don't have to pull out the container, and so I think these are going to work out a lot better here under the sink. Okay, the next item I have is the over cabinet towel bar. A couple of uses for this. The first one obviously being to hang hand towels, but you could also put this on the inside of your kitchen sink cabinet and then hang your bottles of cleaner from the rod. And as I'm showing you each of these products, if you get any ideas of different ways that you can use them, please share those ideas down below in the comments. Next, we have the white metal over the door hooks. Good quality, would recommend this one, and this is always perfect for adding extra storage to any closet. I'm going to be adding this to the closet by our back door because we are desperately needing some more hooks and storage in there, and then we can hang coats. We've got some kites, hats, different things like that that will be stored on these hooks. Okay, so here I've got the two underbed storage items that they offered, and this first one is a decent size. It does feel like a heavy-duty garbage bag, but it's decent quality, and I have been needing something like this for under our bed, so it's going to work out great. I'm planning to fill this up with all of our snowboarding items and then just keep that underneath the bed, and we've got all of that storage space under the bed, so we might as well use it up. And I may end up just getting a couple more of these, that way we can use that space under the bed. This was labeled as under bed storage, but look how small that is. I would instead use this as a packing cube. It's decent quality and a good size for a packing cube, so if you're wanting packing cubes but you don't want to spend a whole lot, just go to the Dollar Tree and get a couple of these. So these next couple items are for school and crafts, and even though it seems like we just got done with homeschool, I am starting to think about how I'm going to have to order their new books soon and start prepping for the new school year. So once you start prepping for the new school year, definitely go and check out the Dollar Tree for those items because they have a lot of good items in their craft and school aisle. This book bin is something that they always have in a couple of colors. It's great for coloring books, school books. You could put your child's name on the front and have one for each of your children lined up and they could put all of their coloring books in there or their school books. You could even use these for organization around your home and your kitchen. You could put some of these in your pantry or in a kitchen cabinet and store some items in there as well. This is also a good quality item that they always have at the Dollar Tree. These are in a couple different colors. You could have one for each child, put their name on here as well, or just get them each a different color and then put all of their crayons, their pencils, color pencils, everything into this container. Buying organizational products for your home can add up and get really pricey, so it's nice to find some products on a budget that are only $1.25, and I'm pretty happy with most of the items that I've found. I'll be using them around my home. Let me know down below in the comments which products were your favorite, and also share all of your hacks and organization ideas for these products. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video just gave you a lot of organization, inspiration, and motivation today. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. In today's video, I'm going to be working on some organization around our home and working at cleaning, organizing, and restocking the fridge, freezer, and pantry. There is just going to be a lot packed into today's video, so I hope that you enjoy it. So we're going to start off this video by cleaning the fridge and freezer before making a grocery list and heading to Costco. As you can see, the fridge, freezer, and pantry were looking pretty empty because it was time for me to do a large restock of food. So usually I would clean the fridge as I was restocking it, but this time I'm going to be smart and clean it out before we go and get a large load of groceries.
Daddy,
What are you doing?
what did you do?
So when you're doing a big restock of the fridge and freezer, that is the perfect time to clean it. And I'll usually start with the doors. Sometimes I just have to do a quick wipe down, but other times, like today, I have to do a deep clean. So I am taking all the shelves off the doors, emptying them, and washing the shelves in the sink. Stay tuned because there is a lot coming up in this video. We'll be shopping at Costco. I'll share a huge grocery haul. I'll be working on food prep, a lot of organizing, and at the end of this video, I'll be making homemade strawberry jelly and then canning it. So I hope this video can give you a lot of ideas, inspiration, and motivation today. Put this on the counter. When I'm cleaning the fridge and freezer, I like to work from the top to the bottom. So in the fridge, starting on that top shelf, take everything off of the shelf, wipe it down. And if you want a more natural way to clean your fridge, you can just use warm water with baking soda or white vinegar. And also be sure that you're using a soft cloth on the interior of the fridge. So after I make my grocery list here, we will be heading to Costco, so stay tuned. Okay, so now I'm at Costco and ready to fill this cart with food. Costco is one of my favorite grocery stores, and of course I had to walk through and see all of the new items before I went and got groceries. They have some beautiful vanities and cabinets and faux plant, lighting, furniture. There was just a lot of new items, and they also had the Dyson V15 for a really good price. It's even cheaper than it was on Amazon Prime Day. We're in the grocery section now, and I'm starting off by grabbing a package of cherries. They have so many cherries at Costco right now, and they are delicious. Would highly recommend. Costco also has the best mandarin oranges, but you'll see all of our favorites in my grocery haul. So we live over an hour away from Costco. We're pretty far out in the country, so it just works out best for me to do a once a month large grocery trip where I will get a huge load of groceries, stock up the kitchen with food, and a lot of these items will last longer than a month, so maybe some of these will last last up to 3 months or even longer than that. So buying bulk at Costco is just worth it to me. It lasts us for a long time, and if I need any more fresh fruits and veggies, I like to go to Safeway, Fry's, and Walmart is another store that I shop at for things like boxed items, canned goods, stuff like that. So I only do the big grocery haul once a month. Sometimes it bumps up to like every 7 weeks. But to clarify, 2 weeks later, I might have to run into the store and just grab a couple of things that we ran out of. But the majority of the items I can get on this big grocery trip. And I've had some months where if we've got trips or whatever, I won't do a large restock. I'll just maybe run to the grocery store every 2 weeks. So yeah, it's not always like this, but most months I like to just do one big restock. Okay, so I'm back home from Costco and I'm going to do a quick Costco haul. I have everything out here on the counter except for the freezer items. I'm just going to leave those in the freezer until we get to the end of the haul, but on this side of the countertop I have all of the fruits and some of the veggies. The first thing I've got over here is a box of apples. Look how large these apples are. And then of course I had to get a watermelon. They have so much watermelon at Costco right now, and I think they were $6.99 each. A bag of mandarin oranges. I got 3 bunches of organic bananas, and these are always so green, but hopefully they ripen quickly. We'll use these for snacks, smoothies, baking, and if they do start to go bad, I'll just chop them up and put them in the freezer for my smoothies. We tried these Chobani less sugar yogurts last time, and the kids love them. If you look at the other boxes of yogurt that Costco has, there is so much sugar in those little containers of yogurt. I got a bag of apples as well, because sometimes we'll go through like 4 or 5 apples a day, a bag of lemons, baby carrots, a big bag of potatoes over there, some grapes. I got this salad mix because I'm going to take this on our little road trip we're going on tomorrow. This will be a great easy lunch. Costco had a lot of raspberries and a lot of sweet cherries, and the cherries look really good, so I had to get a container of these. I accidentally got the 1-pound blocks of butter instead of the sticks of butter, so hopefully these will be okay. I was trying to look here and see if they still had the measurements on the side, and they do, so they should work out fine. And then I got 2 packages of meat, the Columbus meat and then also the Kirkland Black Forest ham. We're going to be doing some hiking, and I know that my parents will be doing some hiking with the kids, so they'll be making sandwiches when we're gone as well. Costco doesn't sell the Kirkland Greek yogurt anymore. Now it is this brand of Greek yogurt, but I always love to keep Greek yogurt on hand. I use it for smoothies. We'll add some sweetener like honey or maple syrup to it with some granola. I got a box of these peanut butter chocolate chip protein bars for Jalen and I to try, and then this was a splurge. These beef sticks look so good, and I'm always looking for a healthy snack option. This will be some great protein. I got the big bag of string cheese and then also 3 different blocks of cheese. These blocks of cheese are such a good price, and I do shred my own cheese, so I'll be shredding 2 of these blocks and putting one of the bags in the freezer. These are our favorite tortilla chips, so I just went ahead and grabbed 2 bags. I also got a big package of pasta. Costco organic pasta is a really good price, and you can either buy the package of just spaghetti noodles or you can buy this package with a different variety of noodles. I usually make homemade granola, but I'm waiting for my oats to arrive in my Azure standard order, so in the meantime I did get a box of cereal. Then I also got a package of the Mission tortillas. I got the 4-pack of organic applesauce. It's a really good price. The kids go through this quickly. I'm hoping to go apple picking in September, and then I can make homemade applesauce, but in the meantime we just get the Costco applesauce. The 2-pack of bread. It's been a while since I purchased bread, but we're going to be doing a lot of sandwiches here soon, so just to make it easier, I bought some bread. We go through a lot of honey in this household, and our favorite honey is the Arizona Raw Unfiltered honey from Costco, so I got 2 of those. This is also our favorite maple syrup, and I already have one in the pantry, so I only had to get 1. This is our favorite salsa, the Mateo's salsa. My mom wants to do some baking with the boys while she's here, so I got a bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips. We also always get our peanut butter and our ketchup at Costco, and the coconut oil. I use this for baking. I use it for my homemade granola. I also always get my olive oil at Costco, but I couldn't believe the price of olive oil. $22.49 for this container of olive oil. Prices of all food in general is just crazy. I'll tell you here in a couple minutes what the total cost was for all of this Costco food, but in the meantime, put your guesses down below on how much you think this Costco haul costs. I also got a box of the organic diced tomatoes. I always get my diced tomatoes and my tomato sauce at Costco. It's a good price and they are always good quality. This was a splurge, but it was on sale for a really good price. It came to only $1 a can, and we have recently discovered the Olipop. They are so good and something that we'll just get as a treat every once in a while. Okay, I'm gonna pause and go grab the freezer stuff, but first I wanted to show you I did get a case of bottled water and then also a big bag of the baking soda. I use this for laundry and cleaning, and then I just get like a smaller bag of some good quality baking soda from Azure Standard for baking. Okay, so here's all the freezer items. I did buy a box of the 4 pepperoni pizzas just to have in the freezer. That way my parents have an easy meal option while they're here watching the kids. And I also don't usually buy meat. As you'll see here in a minute, I'll explain the meat that we have out in our deep freezer. So I just grabbed these because they're easy to have on hand. They're already sectioned out for cheeseburgers. A big bag of frozen broccoli. I always buy my frozen vegetables at Costco because they taste good. They're a really good price, especially these green beans. Cherry smoothies are my weakness right now. At least it's something that's healthy. I love to blend up frozen cherries, a little bit of maple syrup, and milk. It is so delicious and my favorite treat to have in the evening after the kids go to bed. I also love to get my frozen fruit at Costco as well. A good price, and it's usually all organic. It's been a long time since I purchased chicken at Costco, but I got this big pack of the Kirkland chicken breasts. We would love to raise our own meat chickens, but for now I do just buy chicken when I need it. Okay, so I think that is everything, and the total cost for all of these items from Costco came to $546, which is just crazy. I think that's the most that I've ever spent at Costco, but it's probably because I purchased some meat, which I don't normally do, and also a few other items I don't normally get. But yeah, it's just crazy how much it costs to fill up your fridge, freezer, and pantry with food. So like you saw, my first stop of the day was to Adventure Coffee Roasting to restock all of the espresso beans for our coffee bar. I love to support a local roaster, and also freshly roasted beans definitely taste the best. After Costco, I did run into Walmart and grab a couple of things. Like I said at the beginning of this video, our fridge, freezer, and pantry were basically completely empty, so I just had to grab a few more things to restock. These are a little treat for our road trip tomorrow, but I'll just do a quick little overview. I won't show you every single item. I wanted to restock our little fridge at the coffee bar and wanted to have some little mini Cokes in there as well for my parents. Also wanted to stock the freezer with some popsicles for the kids. We're in the middle of summer here in Arizona, so it gets pretty hot. They've been swimming a lot, and I wanted them to have some treats while we're gone. These are our favorite popsicles, the Outshine fruit bars, and then I also got these ones to try as well. They're little mini popsicles. Okay, now it's time to start putting all this away and restock the fridge and the freezer. I still don't have my Azure Standard items yet. I ordered that a couple of weeks ago and it's getting delivered this weekend, so I'm just going to wait to restock and organize the pantry until I have those Azure Standard items. So for today, we're just going to focus on the fridge and the freezer. I'm so glad that I cleaned the fridge and the freezer before I went and got all of these groceries, because before I was rushing trying to quickly clean the fridge and the freezer and work in sections. That way I can get stuff back into the fridge and freezer. So let's go ahead and get started and get this fridge and freezer restocked. Okay, so I was out getting some meat out of the deep freezers, and about a month or two ago we got some more beef that we put into our deep freezers. We got a half beef. We split it with my brother and sister-in-law, and that beef is from our family's farm. We usually get the majority of our meat from my husband's family's farm or from my in-laws' ranch, and it's just really nice to know where the meat came from, how it was raised, and it just tastes so much better. Would highly recommend getting your meat locally. You can look up and see if there's any farms or ranches in your area, but I decided to stick that footage in here of when we unloaded that meat into the deep freezer a month or two ago. And now we're back to the present day, and I'm restocking our little freezer here in the house with meat from the deep freezer. Okay, so the freezer is restocked. I'll give you a quick overview of what I have in here, how I have everything organized. Up in this top drawer, we've got the ice over here, and then I usually keep all of the fruit items up here. So frozen fruit and popsicles. Down in the bottom drawer, we've got meat on the left-hand side and then vegetables on the right-hand side. I have really loved having a drawer freezer in my kitchen. It's just been really nice and easy to organize. So like you saw, we keep all of our meat out in the deep freezers, and then every few weeks I'll just bring in a load of meat and restock this section here in the house, and then I can put meat up into the fridge that I want to use that week for recipes, and then it can thaw in the fridge. And that is everything in this freezer. Always such a good feeling to look into a space and see it cleaned, organized, and stocked with food. So let's move on to the fridge now. I already cleaned the fridge, so this is going to go pretty quickly. We just have to restock each shelf, but I am going to shred some cheese and different things like that. I want to make some immunity shots. I might make some boiled eggs. So let's get started restocking this fridge. So all those eggs are from our chickens, and we do have a small chicken farm here on our property, and we do sell all of our eggs. So I get all of the eggs that we can't sell, all the eggs that are too small, too large, maybe they have a tiny crack in them. And right now I do have a lot of eggs to use up, so I need to do like some stuffed eggs, boiled eggs, egg salad. Leave all of your ideas down below in the comments for using up eggs if you have any favorite recipes. I know I could make an angel food cake or something like that. It was a very rainy day, so the perfect day to be getting stuff done inside. We are in the middle of monsoon season here in southern Arizona, so we are getting rain just about every single day, which is a huge blessing. So I'm working at washing some of this fruit. I put the fruit in a bowl, cover it with water, and then I sprinkle on a generous amount of baking soda, and then you'll just let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. After that, I'll rinse it off in the sink, and now your fruit is nice and clean. Baking soda can be a very effective way to wash your fruit and your vegetables, and it will remove pesticides, residue. It's just really awesome how much baking soda can actually clean your fruits and vegetables. So while the raspberries are soaking and the grapes are drying, I'm going to refill our dish soap and our hand soap. I'll link these soap containers down below. I got them on Amazon and they did come with the stickers. I can usually get this soap poured into the containers without spilling it, but I spilled dish soap everywhere. I'll link my favorite dish soap and hand soap down below as well. I buy this in bulk on Amazon. It's got good ingredients, it's a good price, and it's nice to buy something like this in bulk that you're going to be buying constantly anyway. You might as well just buy a large jug and then it will last you for a really long time. You guys have seen me shred cheese with this cheese shredder in just about every restock video here lately, but I've been loving this cheese shredder, and we've also been loving shredding our own cheese. It tastes so much better, it melts easier. It also will save you some money as well because it's a lot cheaper to just buy the big blocks of cheese instead of the bags of shredded cheese. I'm actually thinking about getting a larger cheese shredder that would have a bigger drum because sometimes I struggle with the cheese gumming up a little bit in there, and I've heard people say that the bigger one can help with that issue. So I might get that and try it out in the future, but I will have this one linked down below. Now I'm mixing up some juice in the blender, and I'll type up this recipe down below. It was just a couple of oranges, lemon juice, ginger root, turmeric, just a lot of great ingredients that are good for you to be drinking every day. And this is supposed to help with bloating, immunity, just a lot of different things. I've been drinking one of these every morning when I first wake up. I will drink some water and then I'll drink one of these glasses of juice. It's really great to be putting these ingredients into your body first thing in the morning before coffee, food, or anything. Okay, so now the freezer and the fridge is fully stocked and cleaned, organized. I'm going to give you a quick overview of the fridge. Here is the top shelf of the fridge. These cherries from Costco are so delicious. We just cannot stay out of them. They're going to go really quickly. I've got the Greek yogurt and then the little containers of yogurt I ended up putting up here. These are from Hobby Lobby and I do have 2 more of these. I'm not sure if I will add the other drawers to the fridge. I'm just going to see how we like having these in the fridge first. Down here we have eggs from our chickens, and then I've got my meat container right here. Here is usually where I keep all of the leftovers, and they will also be stacked over here as well, but we have this watermelon over here. That way it can get nice and cold and we can eat it this week. This is raw milk from my husband's family's farm. He just ran down to the farm, and so he brought me back a couple more jugs. So in this drawer is oranges, apples, lemons, and you don't have to keep this fruit in the fridge, but we find that it lasts longer if we keep it in the fridge, and we also love cold apples and oranges. And I really don't have that many fresh veggies right now. I'm probably going to grab some more next week. This drawer is usually things like cheese, deli meat. I've got those meat sticks right here. I hope that you enjoyed seeing me restock the fridge and the freezer and get it all cleaned. Hopefully it gave you some inspiration for restocking your refrigerator and getting groceries. It can be a huge job to go and restock your entire home with food and get everything cleaned and organized. So hopefully this can just give you some inspiration and ideas for that. We are now going to move on to the coffee bar area and just get my little mini refrigerator restocked, clean that area, restock the coffee beans, and then here in a few days, once I get my Azure standard order, I will show you all the items that I got, and then we will work at restocking and cleaning the pantry and also just the entire kitchen. I want to work on some cabinets and some drawers. Okay, so now I have my Azure standard order and I'll give you a quick little haul here. Most of these items are my usual items: the cane sugar, the jasmine rice, the all-purpose flour. I always get my vanilla extract from Azure standard, and then this time I tried their cinnamon and also their ground pepper. I'm also trying their avocado oil this time. And then back here I have thin sliced almonds for homemade granola, a big bag of carrots, and then also a bag of potatoes. I'm also trying some of their frozen items for the first time. I got the strawberries and the blueberries. I'm hoping to make some homemade jelly with these strawberries, but we'll see if we have time for that. I always get my rolled oats from Azure standard. This is a 25-pound bag. It should last me for a while, but I do make a lot of homemade granola, so I'll probably go through this in about 2 or 3 months. I love Azure standard. I don't order a ton off of there, but I always have my regular items that I order, and it's not like a traditional website where you order and it's shipped to your house. You have to go to a drop point, so you just find your local drop point, they unload it out of a semi truck, and then you just pick up your order there. I was making homemade granola, and I have shared that recipe many times, so I'll have it typed up down below. But there you got to see a little overview of how I mix it up. I made like a triple batch this time, and I'll also link those parchment sheets that I use. They're unbleached parchment sheets, and they are so nice to have. I just have them all stacked up in a drawer. And my baking sheets that I love are also from Amazon. I think they sell them at Target as well. All the links for everything that I can link in this video will be down below. I paused here to quickly make my brother-in-law a coffee. He was stopping by to pick up eggs, so I wanted to give him a caramel latte. Once I had all of that granola mixed up, I'm just baking it in the oven in batches. I will spread it out on that pan, bake it for about 15 minutes. It just depends on how much granola that you have on the pan. Also depends on how moist you made the granola, but bake it for about 15 minutes, then stir it, and then I flatten it with my spatula and then bake it for about another 15 minutes just until it starts to turn light brown. We love homemade granola in this household, and I would much rather make homemade granola than buy cereal at the store. The boys love it. They have it for breakfast in the morning with honey and raw milk. I like to have it with yogurt or an acai bowl, and it's very easy and affordable to make as well. So those bananas that I had gotten from Costco, they did start to turn brown very quickly, so I decided to dice up quite a few of them, put them in a baggie, and freeze them because I love to have banana peanut butter chocolate smoothies. I have been making those smoothies for years, and they taste really good when you use frozen bananas. It's more like an ice cream consistency. So I'll just do bananas, milk, ice cubes, peanut butter, a dash of vanilla extract. You blend it all together, maybe put it in the freezer for like 15 to 20 minutes so it gets a little bit thicker, and it's so delicious to just eat with a spoon. So I'm also doing some cleaning and organizing to my kitchen drawers as well. I don't know how kitchen drawers can get so many crumbs inside of them, but like the silverware drawer, I had to vacuum that with our little handheld vacuum, and also some other drawers in the kitchen. By the way, we love that little handheld vacuum. We use it just about every single day. Once it's charged, it will last a really long time. It's got great suction, just a great little vacuum to have in your home, and also perfect for vacuuming your vehicle. So this container used to be my powdered sugar container, but I hardly ever keep powdered sugar on hand, and if I do buy it, I just buy a little bag. So I've just been using this container for shredded coconut, and I'm finally going to change the sticker, but it was very difficult to get that old sticker off of the container. Once I got it off, I printed out a new label using my little Cricut Joy. I have loved this Cricut Joy. It doesn't take up much space, and it's just great for printing out labels when you're organizing. And while I've got all of my Cricut supplies out, I'm going to go ahead and print a label for my little glass jar that holds my baking powder, and that glass jar is actually from the Dollar Tree. It's very similar to the jars that I purchased off of Amazon, so if you're looking for a little jar like this, definitely go and check out the Dollar Tree. Okay, so I just finished up all of the granola, so I'll do a quick pantry tour, and I know that you guys have seen my pantry many times, so I'll just do a quick overview and show you how I have things organized in here. This top shelf is always just some random storage, and then the next shelf here to the right is the breakfast items. So in this green bin, I keep all of the ingredients for homemade granola. This container is from Hobby Lobby, and they'll have more of these next spring when they bring out their organization items. Over here, I keep all of the honey, and then we have the homemade granola down here in these cereal containers. Chicken broth is here in this turntable, and then I've got all of the pasta right here and the rice. And I forgot to show you at the start of this shelf, I do have my box of essential oils and then just a few random things back here. Okay, so back over here, I have another turntable, and this is where I usually keep the extra ketchup and mustard, and this is where I keep all of my extra Costco items, and then all of the canned goods go right here. I've got 2 of these can organizers from Amazon. These glass jars you can either get at Walmart or Hobby Lobby, and then I use my Cricut Joy to make the labels on everything that you see. These containers are from Walmart and they have worked out pretty well, but that one back there does have a crack in it, so just be wary of that. They may not be as sturdy as they feel, but these ones here in the front are cornmeal. I've got shredded coconut and chocolate chips. I always keep these 3 little baskets right here. They're just the perfect snack baskets. I've talked about these foldable bins several times, but these are from Walmart. Great for a pantry. In this one, I usually keep the bread and tortillas. This one has any extra items for what's up here. This rolling container holds my pinto beans. We do buy these in a 30-pound bag from a local farmer. And then in these large baskets, I have 2 of them in this pantry. This one holds all of my reusable grocery bags, random things stored back in that corner. And then these 2 barrel-looking baskets hold extra paper towels and also the extra bag of popcorn and rolled oats. It feels good to have this cleaned and restocked, and I think I'm gonna call it a night now, and tomorrow morning we'll start on that strawberry jelly. It's 7 p.m. right now, so I need to stop recording, get some supper made, and we'll start again in the morning. I'm going to give you a quick overview of how I usually have my setup when I'm making homemade jelly. So I've got the jelly over here on a low boil. The key is that you want to keep everything hot so that it seals. I've got the jars in water here. I'm going to wait for these to boil. Once they're boiling hot, I'll pull them out, fill them up with the jelly, then grab one of my hot lids, put it on top, then grab one of these and screw it on there. Make sure it's nice and tight. You got to wipe off the rim, make sure the jar is clean, and then I have a towel laid out for me to set my hot jars on. Once your jars are hot, you have to move quickly, so I like to have everything set up, ready to go, kind of like an assembly line going here. The only thing I need is a damp rag for wiping off the rim. About 30 minutes after tightening these jars, I heard them all popping and sealing, which is always an awesome sound to hear when you're canning. So that is going to be it for today's home organization video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. In today's video, I'm going to be working on some decorating and organization in our home. So I hope that you enjoy this video. There is going to be a lot packed into today's video: a giveaway, DIY project in the office, organizing, restocking, decorating, just a lot happening in this video. So I hope that you enjoy it and that it can give you a lot of inspiration and motivation today. So we're starting off this video at Home Goods. I was looking for decor and items for the office. Okay, so I'm back home. It's a few days later and I'm going to do a quick little haul here. First up, we have these canisters from Threshold. I was looking for decor that could also be used as storage, so these are perfect. They'll look really nice on the shelves, and then I can also store little items in here. This was from Hearth and Hand and I thought it was so cute. I'll either put this on my nightstand for all of my little rings and jewelry that I wear every day, or I'll put this on my desk for storing little tiny items. This faux leather container container is from HomeGoods, and I thought this would look nice on the office shelf as decor, but also it can be used as storage. And this was $12.99. I also got these 2 pillows, and these are for the leather chairs in my office. I've been needing pillows for those chairs for a long time, and I think these are going to be perfect. They'll bring a little pop of green over to that area. This ceramic container was from HomeGoods. It was $16.99, and I really loved the colors and the design of this. At HomeGoods, they had quite a variety of these little rechargeable and portable LED table lamps, and it's got the little button here on the side. You can change the color of the light. I'll probably just keep it on a nice warm glow. All of these rechargeable lamps were in the aisle at HomeGoods where they have all of their office items. Okay, so I have been looking for the perfect baskets for this office for a long time. I can never find anything that is just the perfect size to go under those shelves, and after much searching in several stores, I finally found these, and they're still not quite the perfect size, but it was all that I could find. But I'm going to keep the tags and just continue searching here over the next few weeks, and maybe I can find something a little bit better. Okay, so we're starting off this video in the office. This room was just in need of a little refresh, and also we needed to completely finish this room. We've been wanting to add Roman shades to the windows, a plant in the corner, pillows to these chairs. I wanted to fill my bulletin board, refresh this desk area, and take care of the cord situation, refresh these shelves, and also add an accent wall behind the shelves. Now at the same time, I also need to do some cleaning and organizing in here. This one wall in my office had just become the storage area where I would stack items for future videos, and then I started to just stack even more here. So I wanted to get all of this out of here, go through it all, and organize what I needed into my home project storage closet. I also needed a little more storage over here at the shelving area. The goal was to just try and have this office be a little less cluttered and to just keep it a minimal, organized, clean space that is inviting and cozy to work in. Stay tuned, there is a lot coming up in this video. Not only are we doing a lot of different things in this office, but in the second half of the video, we'll be doing some kitchen organization, grocery shopping, a grocery haul, restocking the fridge and pantry. So just a lot of variety throughout today's video. I hope that you enjoy it. So now we are clearing everything off of these shelves, and then we'll be moving these shelves. That way we can get started on the accent wall. Okay, so this is the I-bar shelving unit from IKEA, and you can either just purchase one or purchase several to create a wall of shelving. We purchased 3 of these, and then we had to purchase some extra shelves to create these 4 sections. Okay, we've got the wall cleared and we're ready to start installing the faux brick and painting. We did end up having to take these shelves apart just because of this fan up here, but now he's just measuring for those sheets of faux brick just to see if he has to do any trimming. So we purchased these sheets of faux brick panels at Lowe's. The total was $140 for 4 sheets. Okay, so like I said earlier, these are sheets of faux brick that you can purchase at Lowe's. This is a great option if you want to add that brick look to a wall, but you don't want to spend the money or take the time to apply real brick. This was easy and it'll save you a lot of time and money. Now, we have always wanted to try this. We've seen it in Lowe's for years and have always wondered what it would be like to work with, what it would look like on a wall. And so we decided to use it for this project because I did want to bring the brick look into this room. And also it was a great place to try out this product.
You think we need to go down a little bit right there?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, me too. Daddy, I will hold this.
Oh, you can help me hold it? Okay, thank you. Good job.
Welcome. Thank you, Mommy. Careful.
Good job.
There.
Okay, right there?
Yeah.
Okay, so now he has all of the faux brick panels on the wall, and we really love how this looks. We're almost tempted to just leave it as is, but with these sheets, you do have this little crack in between each sheet, so the only way to cover that up is with paint. He is going to have to do a 1/2 inch piece of trim at the top just because this ceiling is not level. It's just what you get with an older home. Walls and ceilings are never perfectly straight. So he is going to have to do a piece of trim up there. We'll just paint that the same color as the brick. Let us know down below in the comments what you think of this accent wall. We really love the look of the brick. It ties in with the rest of the house because we do have a brick fireplace, but I'm not so sure about the color. This color turned out a little more gray than I thought it would. It's actually more of a tan paint, but for some reason on this wall with all of the sunlight coming in, it just ended up being a little more gray. Now that it's complete, I'm just worried that it's a little bit too busy to have a different color on this brick because we have the shelves and all of the decor and everything. So let me know down below, do you think I should leave it as this accent color, or should I go and paint this brick the same color as the walls? That way it blends in better and is a little more of a subtle accent. About 2 months ago, I added a new iMac to my desk, so I'm going ahead and putting that unboxing at this point in the video since we're starting to work on the desk area. My old iMac unfortunately was starting to have a lot of issues and it was getting difficult to edit on that computer, so it was just time to invest in a new computer, and so far I've been loving it. Now we're back to the present day working on the office, and we also wanted to add this cord management situation to the front of my desk. We had actually gotten this with the desk from Ergon Office, but we had never attached it to the desk because we wanted to try and see if we could figure out something with the cords without having to attach it. But as you saw at the beginning of the video, the cords were just a mess underneath. It was looking so bad. So it was time to add this piece to the desk. It's black metal and it has all of these plugins in the back, which is awesome. It works great. I do also have a few new items from Ergon Office, this leather desk pad, but I do have a black leather mouse pad, which is what I ended up swapping it out for. I did also get their wooden folding laptop stand and their notebook as well. Really beautiful pieces that look great on the desk. My desk drawer was packed full of paperwork and random items, so I took everything out of that drawer. I didn't show any of the paperwork, but I took all of that out first, went through everything. I'm storing that paperwork somewhere else now, and then I got this drawer cleaned, wiped out, and reorganized. I'm now going through this little basket that I had on the shelf. It was just so full as well, and I needed to go through everything, see if there was anything that I could get rid of, and get it a little better organized. These canisters I think were my favorite addition to these shelves. I really love them and was able to store some smaller items in there. Love this little LED lamp as well. It wasn't very bright, so I did go ahead and plug that into my computer for a little while. That's what's awesome about these lamps. You don't have to put batteries in them. You can just plug them in to recharge. I've been collecting push pins lately for my bulletin board. I found some at Hobby Lobby and the Dollar Tree. Since I hung up this calendar bulletin board combo, this bulletin board has always been a little bit empty, and I've been wanting to fill it up and basically just make it like a real life Pinterest board. So I do have some fabric swatches, and then I also got some paint sample cards at Lowe's and also some paint books that had pictures in, and then I could just cut those pictures out, and also the paint samples for the bulletin board. This was really fun, and I want to start doing this more often, just creating real life Pinterest boards. So I encourage you to do the same. Instead of always pinning on Pinterest on your phone, maybe just do it in real life. Create a real life mood board for whatever you are wanting inspiration for. Okay, so the office is complete, and I do love how it turned out. I love this brick wall. I'm just still unsure about the color, so let me know what you think down below. I might just have to paint this back the same color as the wall just so it's a little bit more subtle. I feel like with the different color, it's just too much with the shelves and the decor, but we shall see. And these Roman shades look great in here. I was worried they were going to cover up too much of the window, but it's perfect. And having the shades at the top of these windows just kind of finished off this space over here, helped it to feel complete. Before, it still felt like it was missing something. It felt a little too open, and I didn't want to add curtains because that would cover up too much of the window. So the Roman shades are perfect. I can add the curtain look to the room, but I don't have curtains hanging down and covering up the view, because the view is my favorite part of this office. Being able to look out at this view every day while I'm working. When I'm spending all day at the computer, I can still see the kids outside playing. I can watch the rain, and it's just really special. I'll give you a really quick tour here. Most everything on these shelves is decor, but some of this decor I can use for storage. In this bowl, we have ink for the printer. This basket is looking a lot less cluttered now that I decluttered this and reorganized it a bit, but just a lot of random power cords in here. I have a mouse, some more ink. I have more curtain and blind samples over here. Jalen always keeps his laptop here on the shelf. I have my books down here, and then we have the printer. This basket holds the printer paper and the sticker paper, and in this basket we have all the labels for our eggs. I didn't end up using this. I'll probably just return it, but down in there I have some hard drives, my Cricut machine, some headphones, cords. In the next basket we have our stabilizer. This is the DJI stabilizer, and we hook this up to the camera if we're filming like a house tour or final shots of a room makeover. My extra keyboard, my camera bag, laptop bag, camera stand, just all of the things are stored in these baskets. In this little canister I have memory card holders, and in this large canister is a variety of charging cords. This is from Amazon, and I had gotten this for my desk, but now that my drawer is organized, I can keep everything in my desk drawer. So I have this over here on the shelf just for extra storage. Over here I have this wooden bowl that we can use for storage as well, and this is just kind of a catch-all for a lot of different random things. This is my favorite decorative vase that I own. I love it. They still have these at Hobby Lobby, and I almost want to buy a second one just to have on hand for staging. I use this for receipts. So this is just packed full of receipts. Every time I get back from a shopping trip that's business related, I will just stick the receipt into this container. On this bottom left shelf, I have another one of these soft baskets. The matching one is over there. And in this one, I have the bags for my camera stand, phone stand, and then some photo albums down there in the bottom. Kids' chapter books are kept over here, and I often get asked what is my favorite chapter books for the boys, which ones do they enjoy? And right now, Kyle is enjoying the Sugar Creek Gang, Nathan T. Riggins, and the Magic Treehouse books. The Magic Treehouse books are his favorite. He's probably read this series 3 times now, so would highly recommend. He loves them. And then just a variety of books that I had when I was a kid, and some other books from The Good and the Beautiful, which is our homeschool curriculum. And then this corner is perfect for my camera stand and my phone stand. When I'm not filming, that is where I store those items. I still love this ergonomic standing desk. It's so nice to be able to stand up when I'm working, but I try to keep this desk pretty minimal. I have a little memory card holder over here, and Jalen actually made this for me on his 3D printer. I've got this notebook from Ergonoffice. I've got the iPad mini with a pencil, which has been nice to have. I have a calendar on here, and then that is on a stand from Amazon. I've got my Apple AirPods down here. I'll link this case down below. I've really loved it, and I just added this little heart on the side. This laptop stand is beautiful. It's from Ergonoffice. Give you a closer look at that. And that holds my laptop. I've had this laptop for, I'm gonna say, almost 7 years now. It's nice to have this desk drawer finally organized. Before, this thing was just stacked full of paperwork. I could hardly get it open, and now it is organized, and I can have everything in here and don't have to have stuff up on top of the desk. The cord situation is finally under control with this cord management from Ergonoffice. We've had this on hand for a while, and I'm glad that we finally decided to add it to the desk, because all of those cords was looking crazy and just hanging down with orange plugins, and it looked pretty bad. So this definitely looks a lot cleaner. I added these pillows to the chairs, and then over here in the corner I added this plant. I took some sections of my large plant out by the kitchen and planted them in this pot. Hopefully they do well here. They should get a lot of sunlight, and I'd love to have a nice tall plant over here in the corner. I finally created a little mood board over here by my calendar. I do try to plan 3 months in advance, so I attach these 2 smaller calendars down here, but it's just fun to have all of this inspo over here and just inspiration that I can be looking at when I'm planning out projects and videos. And if we're working on a really big project or a whole house makeover or anything, I can just cover this whole mood board with inspo for that. Okay, so now we're in the kitchen. There was a few spaces that I had been working on organizing, so I thought that I would include that here. The first space was this drawer in my kitchen, which not only was cluttered, but also very dirty. I'm not sure how so many crumbs get in this drawer, but these organizers needed to be cleaned. The drawer needed to be wiped out, and then I wanted to reorganize everything back into these organizers. I found these at Target about 2 years ago, I would say, and they were just the perfect size for this drawer and for the items that I like to store in this drawer. Hobby Lobby actually has a lot of good home organization items in their kitchen section, and that is where I found this cup organizer. I already had one in here previously from Amazon, but I wanted to add a second one, so I added this organizer and also cleaned up and reorganized this entire cabinet. So now we're going to head to the grocery store. We'll end this video by getting some groceries, doing a little grocery haul, and restocking the kitchen with some food. So we are actually leaving on another trip tomorrow, and back when I filmed this, it was about 2 weeks until we were leaving on that trip, maybe a little under 2 weeks. So I just needed to get a small load of groceries that would hold us over until we left. I didn't want to get too many groceries because I didn't want any food to go to waste when we leave on our 1.5-week trip. Okay, so I'm going to close out today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this home decorating and home organization ideas video. I hope that it gave you a lot of organizing, motivation, and inspiration today, and also some decorating and home project inspiration as well. Hello everyone and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. In today's video, I'm just going to be sharing a wide variety of homemaking content. So I'll be taking you along on 2 different days in my life as I just work on some cleaning, organizing, decluttering, cooking, baking, grocery shopping, and just all of the things. So I hope that you enjoy this video and hopefully it can just give you a lot of homemaking inspiration and motivation. So we're going to start off with breakfast, and I wanted to share a breakfast that I've been making for our family a lot recently, and everyone in our family loves these breakfast burritos. So you'll start off by making scrambled eggs, and I season them with salt and pepper. Once they're done cooking, you'll set those aside and then start piecing together your burritos. So you'll take a tortilla and spread sour cream on the tortilla and then add your scrambled eggs, top that with cheese, and then I added green chili enchilada sauce, wrapped up the burrito, and then put it back on the pan until it was nice and crispy, the cheese was melted. And there's a lot of different add-ons that you could add to this. You could do chopped chorizo or sausage, bell peppers, or you could just do a red salsa instead of the green sauce. We've done that before. A lot of different ways to make breakfast burritos, but it's a great way to have protein first thing in the morning, and it's also something that you can prep ahead of time and put in the freezer. Okay, so the next thing on my list was to go through this cleaning closet here in my laundry room, get everything quickly reorganized and cleaned, and I was also trying to make a list of what I needed to reorder. I needed to get some more baking soda, just a couple of other cleaning supplies, so just trying to make that list while I was resetting this closet. I found some seeds at the back of one of the shelves, so I added those to this little seeds container that I have. I got this from Hobby Lobby, and it's really cute. I love how it looks here on this shelf. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, click that subscribe button, leave a comment down below. All of those things really helps out my channel, and I really appreciate it when you do that because it supports me in such a huge way. Okay, so there was quite a pile of clothing on Levi's dresser, so I wanted to go through all of this, get it folded and put away, clean out his drawers, and get all of his clothing organized. I've been slowly trying to work at getting each room organized in the house, especially the boys' bedrooms and their clothing and everything, because here in a couple of weeks we are going to be going on our anniversary trip, and my parents are coming to live at our house while we're on that trip, and they are going to be taking care of the kids for us, which is such a huge blessing. We're so grateful that they offered to do that for us. So I want to be sure that the kids have everything that they need, all the clothing items and everything, and also want to make sure that their dresser drawers are organized so it's easy for my mom to find everything. I just want to make it as easy for her as possible. So this is the items leaving Levi's bedroom. Not too much, but after doing a whole house declutter twice a year, every year for the last couple of years, there really isn't that much to declutter anymore. I do always come up with something every year, but if you just maintain each room in your house and go through things quickly every once in a while, like I did here in Levi's room, it's just very helpful for staying on top of that clutter. Okay, so I'm going to get started on this coconut cream pie, and I don't make desserts very often. Sometimes it'll be once a week, but sometimes it'll have been like 2 weeks since we've had dessert in the house. But Jalen's favorite pie is coconut cream pie, and we all love coconut cream pie as well, so I thought I would make a little treat for us today. And I also want to start working at perfecting my homemade pie crust, and I always use my mom's pie crust recipe. I will type it up down below, and I'll also link the recipe that I used for the coconut cream pie filling. And this was the first time that I've actually made a homemade filling for a coconut cream pie. Usually I'll just buy the pack of vanilla pudding at the store and mix that up with some shredded coconut, but it tastes so much better if you just make the filling homemade. And it's really not that hard. It was just some milk, flour, eggs, vanilla extract, shredded coconut. Once I had that filling mixed up, I poured it into my cold pie crust and then put the pie into the refrigerator, and then we'll pull it back out here in a little while to add the cream to the top and then also some toasted coconut. My jug of Hollander chocolate sauce was delivered, so I added that to the coffee bar. We decided to just start getting the large jugs of caramel and chocolate for the coffee bar instead of always buying the little containers. These will last for a really long time, and we've tried a lot of different brands of sauces for coffees, and these are definitely the best tasting, so would highly recommend. They do make them in smaller containers as well. We just ordered these off of Amazon. And while I'm over here, I'm going to go ahead and clean the coffee bar. I got out my glass cleaner and cleaned the front of this little fridge. I cleaned the tall mirror that we have here in the coffee bar, and then I also went over and cleaned the sliding glass doors as well. And then I did go ahead and toast the shredded coconut in the oven. I just sprinkled the unsweetened coconut onto a baking sheet, turned the oven on high broil, and then sprinkled that toasted coconut over the top of the cream on the coconut cream pie. Put it back in the fridge, and we'll let it sit in the fridge for at least another 2 hours before we cut into this pie. So the last thing on my list was to start working at cleaning and organizing the boys' bedroom playroom. And today I was just going to start with this half of the room, go through this toy area and these storage bins. Each of these bins really needed to be vacuumed and wiped down. And if you have a room that seems a little bit overwhelming to clean and organize, maybe just work at it in sections like I was doing here. I thought I'm just going to work on this wall, and then I'll come back and I'll work on their dresser area a different day, and then on a different day I'll come back in and do the wall that has their bed and the whole Lego area. And to just slowly work through the room like that is a little bit less overwhelming than trying to do everything at the exact same time. Okay, so here is the items that I decluttered out of our house this week. I had gotten the urge to declutter some items that week, so I had a bag of clothing and just a couple of random items. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed today's video and just the variety of different content in this video. The cleaning, the decluttering, organizing, baking, cooking, groceries. If you enjoyed it all, give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new here, I would love to have you subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching and your support. We appreciate each of you so much. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. In today's video, I'm going to be working at some organizing and decluttering in our home. Starting off here in our boys' bedroom, I will be clearing everything out of this closet, decluttering, reorganizing, relocating this guest mattress and platform, and also adding some new organization items to just make this space more functional for them. After this, I'll be working on our homeschool area, getting all of that organized, and also sharing a haul of all of the school curriculum that we're using for this school year. After that, I'll be working in Levi's bedroom, and then I will be starting on some homemade applesauce. We went and picked some apples at a local orchard, and I turned all of those apples into homemade applesauce and apple crisp, and I canned that applesauce. And then at the very end of this video, you will see us harvest the pomegranates from the pomegranate bush here on our property, and I'll show you how we remove the seeds from those pomegranates and what I'm planning to do with them. So stay tuned, because there is just going to be a lot packed into this video. Hopefully you enjoy it, and hopefully it can just give you a lot of organization, motivation, and inspiration today. So as you could tell, this closet was out of control. Stuff was just thrown and stacked in here. We have reached the point where it does not work out to keep this guest mattress and platform in the boys' closet anymore. They need this storage space as they are getting older and getting into more hobbies, collecting more items. They just need their closet, so I am going to move this mattress and the platform back to our spare bedroom.
Push! Push! Mom, door open, Mom! Door!
It's open!
Oh! Woman! Careful, Mom! Hi! Careful! Careful, Mom! Bell door! I had the door, Mom!
When I'm decluttering and organizing a closet like this, it's usually easiest to just take everything out of the closet and stack it in the room. Now, I did leave most of the items up on this shelf and just kind of quickly went through everything, rearranged it all. I hung up the backpacks on these 3 hooks, but once I had everything out of their closet, I vacuumed the floor, dusted the corners and the walls, the ceilings, everything, and then I headed back to our spare room because I needed to make room for that mattress and platform. And I've been wanting to move this console and screen out of this room for a while because we don't use either of these. So I cleared everything out of this console, and I was hoping to use it in the boys' closet, but it proved to be a little more difficult to move than I had anticipated. This is called My Husband Won't Be Home Over the Next 2 days, and I am going to try and move this piece of furniture by myself, even though it's extremely heavy. I thought I would try and lay it down on this blanket, and then I thought maybe I can scoot it over to the bedroom, but it's clear over on the other side of the house. I definitely wasn't going to be lifting this by myself, so we'll see what we can do here. I'm trying to tuck this into the drawers, but I feel like it's probably going to pop out once I start scooting it along. I'll see if I can get Kyle in here to maybe help me push this down the hallway. I have 3 little boys who are always eager to help, as you saw with Levi in the mattress. When I ask one to help with something, all 3 wants to help, so all 3 was trying to help me push this down the hallway, and it would have worked except we couldn't get around the tight corner in the hallway right there at our bedroom. We tried to push it into our bedroom and then push it back around the corner, but it just wasn't working. I ended up gouging the wall, and I decided to just stop and wait until Jalen got home 2 days later. So you will see the finished closet here in a couple of minutes. I just went ahead and worked on the rest of the room, getting things organized, going through everything, and then we will complete the closet here in 2 days once Jalen gets home. But like I said earlier, when I'm cleaning out a closet, I will just stack everything out in the room. That way I can go through it all before I organize it back into the closet. Depending on how much is in the closet, it can be a little bit chaotic, so maybe you want to work in sections. If your closet has shelving, you could just work shelf by shelf, or just kind of cut the closet in half and work on one side of the closet, take everything out, get all of that organized, and then after that you can work on the other half of the closet. And also, as you're taking things out of the closet and stacking it on the floor, you can kind of be stacking it in sections, so you could have all of the clothing in one stack, toys in another stack, and so on, just so it isn't so chaotic. I found these 2 pillow shams in the closet, and these match the boys' bedding sets, and they wanted to have a second pillow on their bed, so I just went ahead and put a second pillow in these shams, added those to their bed, and now I'm slowly starting to add items back into the closet, trying to only keep what I know that they need and are going to use. And they did need a clothing rod in this closet, but I didn't have a clothing rod on hand, and I didn't really want to purchase anything for this closet organization. I just wanted to use what I had on hand, and so I had this curtain rod on hand, and I thought that would be perfect because I don't need a clothing rod that's going to go the entire length of the closet. They don't need that much clothing storage in here because they do have a large dresser. I just attached that underneath the shelf, and it made a perfect clothing rod. Okay, so now I'm going to be doing some organizing and cleaning in the rest of their bedroom, starting with these shelves and their Lego area. So these floating shelves were from Amazon. We purchased these about a year ago, I think. Just a great way to utilize the storage space that you have in a little wall like this is to add some floating shelves. The boys can put their Lego projects on here and just the little special things that they collect. So like I said earlier, I didn't want to buy anything new for this organization project. I had thought about doing some built-ins in this closet, just like what we did in Levi's closet and also my home decor storage closet. We had bought a shelving unit for the middle, and then we built shelves on either side and added the clothing rods, and I thought about doing the same thing in here, but just decided to not spend the money and take the time to do that because we did have this white and wood console that we weren't using, and it ended up being perfect for this closet. As you'll see here in a couple of minutes, we put it on the floor and we're able to store a lot in the drawers, and then also we can stack things on top. I lined up their shoes and just worked out great for the closet. It's always a plus when you can just use what you have on hand, and I would advise that in any project, whether you're decorating or organizing, check and see what you already have on hand before you go and purchase new. I do declutter rooms in our house quite often, honestly, because I just can't stand clutter, and I know that it's so much easier to keep my house clean when I have things decluttered. If it's starting to get really hard to keep your house tidied up each week, then it's probably time to go through your house and see what you can get rid of, because the less stuff that you have, the less that you have to tidy up. And also, the reason I go through the boys' room so often is because it's so much easier for them to keep it tidied up every day if I stay on top of the clutter and keep things organized, and just every couple of months I'll quickly go through the toys and get rid of a couple items, throw away items, and I've gotten to a point now where there's definitely not as much to declutter as there used to be, and you will get to that point too if you're just decluttering often, about every 6 months or so or once a year. you will get to a point where there's not as much to get rid of, and it will be easier to stay on top of it and keep your house decluttered. The first time that we did a huge declutter was when we moved from the farmhouse 7 years ago. We got rid of so much stuff because we were moving into a small rental for a little while and then moving up to this house, and so we just didn't want to have any excess items, so we did a huge purge. And after that, each year I would just do a huge whole house declutter, and as the years have gone by, there is less and less to get rid of each year, but somehow you always do find something that you can get rid of. So I'm quickly going through the toys here, throwing away any broken toys, just getting them quickly reorganized. And this was the bag of trash that was leaving the boys' bedroom, things that I found in their closet, in their room, in the toy drawers. Couldn't believe that I had an entire trash bag full of trash, but it felt good to be throwing all of that away. Stay tuned, we've got a lot more organizing coming, and also, like I said at the beginning, towards the end of the video I will be making homemade applesauce with those local apples and apple crisp, and we will also be harvesting the pomegranates here on our property, and I'll show you how we get the seeds out of those pomegranates, what I'll be doing with them. So stay tuned for all of that, a lot more to come in this video. And also, if you're new here, I would love if you would subscribe, like this video, leave a comment down below. All of those things is such an awesome way that you can support my channel, and I really appreciate it. This closet is looking so much better than it did before. There is so much less clutter, it's organized, they have plenty of room for storage as they grow and collect more items, get into more hobbies. So once Jalen was back home, we finally got this cabinet over here, and it fits perfect in the closet. It's great for storage, and then we can also stack stuff on top. I can line up all their shoes on top of here. I've just got their games, different things like that stored down in here. These boxes are stacked in the left hand corner, and then Kyle's got his special box from church camp that he keeps all of his treasures in, so I've got that right on top, that way it's easily accessible for him. Over here on the right hand side, I'm very happy with this curtain rod turned clothes hanger. It worked out perfectly. They do not need a full clothes hanger in this closet. This is perfect for what they need. On the right hand side, I have all of these large containers. One of these is Owen's memory items, one is Kyle's memory items, and then this bin is always clothes that Kyle grows out of that Owen will grow into. Kyle's sleeping bag and binoculars tripod is right here, and then these 3 hooks hold all of their backpacks, their camelbacks, everything is hanging on these hooks, and that worked out perfect to have that right here inside the closet on the right hand side. In this container is their snow pants, snow jackets, and I just went through all of this, decluttered, only kept what we actually needed. I do have a few boxes over here on the left hand side and some other storage. It feels really good to finally have this project done, and while I was at it, I did just go ahead and organize the rest of their room, so it feels good to have their entire room decluttered and organized. And now that I'm done with this organizing and decluttering project, I'm going to move into the dining room, which is also our homeschool room, and I want to organize the boys' homeschool books, the homeschool area, just get it a little bit less cluttered and a little more organized for the school season. We did start the school year a little over a month ago, and I should have organized this area before we started, but we were kind of busy then, and I just threw the books into the cabinets and it hasn't been organized very well. But I did film a little haul when I got their school books in the mail, just to show you what we'll be using for the school year. I know that quite a few of you are interested in seeing what homeschool curriculum we use and just a little more details about that, so I will share a little haul here in a minute. So most of their school books from the last school year were still in this cabinet, so I was going through all of those, and What I do at the end of the school year is I will flip through their books and just tear out maybe 2 pages from each book and then staple all the pages together, and then I'll write their name and the grade at the top of the first page, and then I'll put that in their memory box. And that's a great way to still be able to keep some of their school papers without saving the entire book. And I was also going through their coloring books and notebooks and throwing away any that had every page used, and so I did have quite a pile of trash here with all of the old school books and all of that, so I was able to get rid of quite a few items. So this is the Ivar cabinet from IKEA, and it's the perfect depth for their school books and coloring books. And I also added this little cart over here for extra storage, which has been great. And they've also loved this turntable with all of their pencils and crayons and everything, because they can just pick that up and put it on the table. And that was from Amazon, so I'll have the link down below. Still get all of their homeschool books from The Good and the Beautiful, and I'll take everything out of these boxes, put it all on the table, section it out, and then show it to you. Okay, I got everything laid out here on the table. I put all of Kyle's stuff on this end, so I will go through this really quickly here. First, I have his math book. He is in 4th grade, so he obviously has a lot more material than Owen does, who's only in 1st grade. I really love how they lay out their books and all of the pictures, and just makes it very easy to understand and simple most of the time. Next, we have language arts, and language arts usually comes with a few other books as well if you buy the whole course. So we've got his level 4 reader, which this came with that, and then I believe also the spelling and writing workshop came with that, and then this level 4 reader as well. They've got a great book selection on The Good and the Beautiful, and I already have quite a few of their books, but I wanted to order Kyle this book series. It's a mystery series, which I know he's going to love, so he will be reading that this school year. And then for science, I got the Rocks and Minerals study. I got all of this for Kyle, and then I also got Owen some geology activity books that are on his level. That way I can kind of teach it to both of them. They both love rocks, minerals, caves, so this will be a really fun class that they can do together. Over here is all of Owen's books for 1st grade. I will just go through these really quickly. He has language arts as well. He's got handwriting. This is level 1. It seems like just yesterday I did this level 1 math with Kyle, and now I'm doing it with Owen. He's got his reading booster cards, which this came with language art, and his math does come with a math box. The math boxes used to be these cute little wooden boxes, but now they've switched over to these boxes, which I get it, it probably saves money, but they're definitely not as cute as the little wooden boxes. Just the hands-on and physically using and seeing these items definitely helps them to understand it better. Since I went through the older boys' clothes, I wanted to also go through Levi's clothes because he'll be turning 3 years old in just a month, so I wanted to pull out all of the 3T clothes and just get his drawers restocked with his current size. So as you saw in all of the boys' dressers, I do have these drawer dividers, and I ordered these off of Amazon. We have them in just about every dresser in the house, and they are so handy to have, just a nice minimal way to organize your dresser drawers. So here I was giving you a quick overview of how I have these drawers organized, and then we are going to head to the closet, and I want to quickly go through his closet and pull out all of those 3T clothes. I was going to buy him some new clothes, but I thought I need to go and check and see what he has, and he ended up having plenty of 3T clothes. I don't have to buy anything except maybe one more pair of pants. That's what's nice about having older brothers. He does have plenty of hand-me-downs. Okay, so I just went through Levi's closet really quickly here because he's about to turn 3 in just a couple of weeks. So I wanted to go through all of the hand-me-down clothes and see what 3T items I had. So I'll give you a quick overview of this closet. And this is everything that is leaving his closet and going to his little cousin. I've got a box full of clothes and different items, and then also this foldable like travel high chair. Okay, so on the top shelf and then over here to the left, we have all of our travel items. So So suitcases, backpacks, tote bags, duffel bags. And then on this shelf, I just keep a couple of Levi's items. Most of these bins are empty, but as he gets older, we'll definitely be filling up this closet more. I've got all of his button-up shirts over here, and I just realized this shirt is a 3T shirt, and it doesn't seem like that long ago I bought this shirt and I thought, oh, it's gonna be forever until he wears this shirt, but I just thought it was so cute. And now here we are, he's about to turn 3 years old and he can wear this shirt. He's just growing up so fast. I found plenty of coats for this winter. I've got those stacked here, and then I've got some shoes that I found down here. Most of these are still too large, but he should be wearing them within the next year, and so I want them just out and visible, just so I know what shoes I already have on hand before I go and purchase more. All of these bins hold clothes that he's going to grow into. And then I also have 2 bins of memory items, just some of his baby clothes that I can't get rid of, I want to hold on to for memories. In this corner is his travel carrier and everything we need to convert his crib into a toddler bed, which we probably will be doing this winter. So that was a quick overview of Levi's closet, and now I'm going to show the footage from a few weeks ago when I made homemade applesauce and also when we harvested all of the pomegranates. I've now got a lot of pomegranate seeds in my freezer, so I need to make pomegranate jelly one of these days. So now I have all of these apples peeled and chopped in the pans, and at this point I will add a little bit of water, lemon juice, and also cinnamon. The cinnamon is optional, but I love for our applesauce to just have at least a little bit of cinnamon. And last year I was having to pour these cooked apples into my blender to blend them and turn it into applesauce, but this year I have an immersion blender and it is so much easier. So like I said earlier, I did pick these apples at a local orchard, and I wanted to go ahead and put the photos of when we went to that apple orchard. Me and the boys went with my friend Rita and her 3 little girls, and we all picked apples together. We got some apple cider donuts, and it was a really fun fall day. It was pretty windy, but still a fun day. To can this applesauce, I am just putting it into these large mason jars, covering those jars with water in my water bath canner, and then I probably boiled these for about 20 minutes, put them out on the countertop, and all of them popped and sealed. And we've already been getting into the applesauce. The boys have loved it. They love my homemade applesauce. I need to try and make it more often, but it is quite a bit of work. Alright, so the last thing in this video will be the pomegranate harvest. Last month I harvested our pomegranate bush. Harvesting and then removing all of the seeds can be a lot of work though. I worked at this for a little while and then Jalen took over, but it took us several hours to get all of the seeds out of these pomegranates, and I hope that you enjoyed this home organization ideas video and all of the organizing, decluttering, motivation, and inspiration. Hopefully it just inspired you today to do some organizing around your home or just some homemaking in general. That's always the goal of my videos, is to just hopefully motivate you and inspire you. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. In this video, I'm going to be working on some organization here in our kitchen and restocking our fridge, freezer, and pantry. Before I get groceries, I wanted to make a grocery list and then clean the fridge. As you can see, the fridge was looking fairly empty and it was definitely time for a restock. So I am going to use a homemade cleaner that I'm mixing up here. This is just half white vinegar and half hot water. And you could also add a little lemon juice to this as well. Shake it up, and then you can use this as a natural cleaner and disinfectant for your fridge. Since the fridge is where your food is being stored, it's best to use a natural product to clean inside your fridge. So the first stop of the day was Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is kind of a treat to go to maybe every 2 or 3 months. This is not a regular store that I shop at. It's just fun to come in here every once in a while and see what new items they have and also grab a few of my regular items. Okay, so I'm gonna get all this loaded into the truck and then run a few more errands before heading over to Costco. I was in Tucson on this day, and Tucson is an hour from our house, so when I come to Tucson, my list of errands that I have to run is usually very long. It's usually a full day of errands. I start off at like 8 a.m. in the morning and usually don't get home until after 6 p.m. So when I first get to Costco, I always have to check out all of the new items that they have. They did have some new furniture items, and they are also starting to bring out Christmas gifts. So they have a lot of books, toys, and just a ton of new items packed into the middle of the store. Okay, so now it's time to get all of this put away and restock the fridge, freezer, and pantry. I'm going to start with the cold items, and the fridge is already clean, so I can just put everything right in there. And I do need to clean the freezer and reorganize that, so after we restock the fridge, we'll work on the freezer and then also the deep freezer. I like to use baking soda to clean my fruits and veggies, and I didn't clean all of the fruits and veggies, just the ones that I knew that we would be eating here pretty quickly this week. So baking soda and water can be a very effective way to clean pesticides off of your fruits and veggies, and that's because most surface pesticides are unstable in an alkaline environment. And it's kind of neat, if you read about it online, they actually did a study that shows that soaking apples in a baking soda solution for 2 minutes removed more pesticides than a 2-minute soak in bleach. So it's a great way to clean your fruits and veggies. And then I do also have that spray bottle of fruit and veggie wash that I need to use up that I'd ordered from Grove Collaborative. But since then, I've learned how great it can be to clean your fruits and veggies with baking soda. So that is what I end up using most of the time. Like I said during the grocery haul, I do shred my own cheese, and I will link this cheese shredder down below. It's from Amazon, but I am looking into getting a larger cheese shredder. That way I can fit a larger block of cheese in the top, because you do have to cut your pieces down pretty small. But overall, this cheese shredder works great. I've loved it, and I do put half of the shredded cheese in the freezer. And after you shred cheese, it will start to go bad in the fridge after about 2 weeks. So sometimes I will put even more than half in the freezer and then just keep about a quarter in the fridge. We are almost done restocking this fridge, and there is just a couple things I want to make that I'll be keeping in the fridge, and that is some stuffed eggs and also some homemade granola bars. This granola bar recipe is from my mother-in-law, and it is some of the best granola bars. You have to try this recipe. They're easy to make and have great ingredients, so I will have this recipe typed up in the description box. You start off by putting your peanut butter, coconut oil, and honey in your pot on the stove until that all melts and is blended together really well. And then you add in your oats, your coconut, chia seeds, or you could do flax seeds, and then your chocolate chips. You could also do like dark chocolate chunks. Stir all of that together and then put it in a pan that is lined with parchment paper, and then you have to press it down in that pan. I'll usually use like a cup or a spatula just to really get it pressed down good, and then you'll put it in the fridge for a few hours before cutting it up. I am cleaning and restocking this drawer freezer, and I always start with the top drawer. I take everything out of the drawer, wipe it down, and then reorganize everything back into the drawer. And in this top drawer, I always keep all of our frozen fruit, the ice packs. We also have our ice tray in there. And then in the larger bottom drawer, we have all of our frozen veggies, frozen meat, and also that frozen cheese. We have 2 large deep freezers in this storage room here beside our carport. And at this point, I wanted to come out here to the deep freezers and empty everything out of the one deep freezer into the other one, just because they were starting to get empty. Didn't want to waste the electricity, so I emptied everything from one deep freezer into the other one and then loaded up this bag with some meat to take into the house. So like I say in every restock video, we do get our beef and pork from my in-laws ranch and farm. That is really awesome to know where our meat is coming from, how it was raised, and sometimes it can be cheaper to just buy your meat in bulk like that, but we keep it all out there in the deep freezer, and then when I do a restock like this, I will bring in a load of meat to our freezer inside the house, and then at the beginning of every week I'll pull some meat out of that drawer freezer and put it up in my meat container in the fridge so that it can thaw, and I have meat for recipes throughout the week. So I thought I'd just give you a quick overview of this area. We do have this mini fridge, which is from New Air, and I still do need to clean this fridge, and we're trying out some new healthier, I guess you would say, energy drinks, so we'll see if we like these. We don't always have this fridge fully stocked. Sometimes all we have in here is like the milk and the syrups for the coffee. And these acrylic organizers were from Hobby Lobby. They were the perfect size for this drawer and perfect for organizing all of my tea bags. I also have some other packets in here as well, like the coffee alternative. I have the element packets over here, but just great little organizers for those items. In this cabinet, I have our extra coffee beans, also some extra boxes of tea back there, and then this container is from Hobby Lobby. I keep all of our plastic to-go coffee cups in here with the lids and the straws, and then over here we have the to-go hot coffee cups, our little handheld vacuum. So this is actually one of the smallest Home Depot cabinets that you can buy, and we purchased 2 of those, added handles, we added a piece across here, a countertop, and that is how we made this coffee bar. On the floor of my pantry, I have 2 of these large drum baskets, and in this one I had the extra rolled oats and also the extra popcorn. I used up all of the extra rolled oats and poured what was left in that bag in this container, and I think that I could go and pour the rest of this popcorn into our popcorn containers. And I get all of these items from Azure Standard, so I'm definitely going to have to make a new Azure Standard order here probably next month. Next, I need to wipe off this shelf and then fill up the flour container and the white sugar container. So when there's just a little bit left in the container, what I like to do is pour that into a large bowl or something, and then pour the new flour into the container and top it off with that old flour. that is where I'm going to end this home organization ideas video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it just gave you a lot of organization, inspiration, and motivation today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week with a new video. Bye!